Alright, so today I'm going to take you through just a quick 10-minute sort of wake up morning flow. Sometimes when you wake up you don't really have that much time to do a whole class. So it's just going to give you a little bit of movement just to get the body waking up and ready for your day. So let's start off either seated or sitting on the feet like I was just now. Taking the hands onto the knees, finding length through the spine, closing the eyes and just listening to the breath. And taking the right ear to the right shoulder. If it feels comfortable to, take your right hand onto the left side of the face. Gentle pressure. And perhaps just walk the left fingertips away from the body. Stretch out the side of the neck. Then let that release. Take your hands back onto your knees. Let your chin roll down towards your chest. Then take that stretch over to the other side. So left ear to left shoulder. Left hand on right side of face. And then right hand over towards the right side if it feels comfortable to. And then releasing that, letting the chin drop down to the chest. Then take a few rolls of the head, taking it all the way around, up and down. So don't worry too much about what this looks like. Just think about what it feels. Can you feel all the muscles along the neck? And we'll pause and take that the other way. Lovely. Rolling the shoulders up to the ears, then sliding them down the back. Taking two more like that. Sliding them down. Inhale to bring them up. And exhale to slide them back down. Taking it round the other way, rolling shoulders forwards and down. Just moving with the breath, letting the spine perhaps move around with you. And then rolling them up. And letting them drop down suddenly. Roll them up. And let them drop down suddenly. Let the feet swing around. Bring yourself onto your knees and let your pelvis drop down into a child's pose. Breathe down into the belly. Then walk the hands forwards. Scoop the belly in, roll the body up. Lift the chest up and let the hands come down into a tabletop. Cat-cows here. So rounding through the spine for a cat and then lifting the chest forwards for a cow. Just awakening the spine, finding fluidity and movement. Easing out the body. Getting out all the creases and the creaks from the night's sleep. Letting the toes tuck and lifting the hips gently into a downward facing dog so the knees don't have to straighten. In fact, keep them quite generously bent so the length comes through the spine. And you can really feel the length happening from right at the tip of your tailbone. And as gravity is drawing you down, you should feel like your ribs are drawing away from the hips. And each vertebra is drawing away from the other, creating space. Then breathe into that space. As you inhale, let your shoulders come to over the wrists so you come into a plank pose. Feel free to adjust the hands. Take an inhale here. Then as you exhale, lower your right knee to the ground, just your right knee. Turn your right toes out to the side. Come into a supported side plank. Left arm is going to lift up. Then you're just going to take a reach all the way over towards the left hand side of the room, towards your right hand. Then you're going to bring the body back up. Take the left arm behind the back. And just open up the chest. Take the left arm back up. And then left hand back down to the floor. Turn the right toes in. And then step your left foot in between the hands or as close as you can get it. Coming into a lunge pose, the arms lift up. Just let your hips sink a little, finding space in the hips. Perhaps a little bit of movement here, forwards and back. Easing the body into movement. Taking the hands to the floor. Stepping the right foot up to the top of the mat. Releasing your torso over the thighs. Then scooping the belly in and rolling up through the spine. Keep your fingers and the top of your head really heavy. If it feels like quite a lot of sensation in your lower back, don't worry, it's the morning, so it takes a little while for your spine to wake up. Lift the shoulders up to the ears, let them slide down the back. Lift the arms all the way up. Take a nice long stretch. And as you exhale, we're going to fold it forward. So again, knees quite generously bent. Inhale as you lengthen. We're going to lift the chest forwards, drag the hands onto the shins, onto the thighs. Exhale as you fold forwards. Step your right foot to the back of the mat. Left foot is going to join in your plank pose. From here, taking left knee to the ground. Turn the left toes out to the side and take the right arm up towards the ceiling, supported side plank. Then reach all the way over the top of the head. Really try to stretch out the side body. Breathing into the right side of the rib cage. Now taking the right arm behind the back. And then opening up the chest towards the ceiling. Take an inhale to lift the right arm back up. And exhale, take right hand to the ground, turning your left toes back in. Right foot steps in between the hands. Bring the body up, the arms lift. And then let your hips sink just a little. And if you like movement here, take movement forwards and back. Easing your way in. And taking the hands down to the floor. Step your left foot up to join your right at the top of the mat. Let your torso dangle heavy. Let your body roll up again, pressing feet down, scooping belly in, keeping fingertips and top of head heavy. Starting the day with kindness and breath, rolling shoulders up to the ears, sliding them down the back, lifting the arms all the way up, stretching out as far as possible, and exhale, fold the body forwards. Inhale to let your hands slide onto your shins, find a flat back. Exhale, let your hands come down to the floor. Step your left foot to the back of the mat. Then take your right foot to the back of the mat to join. Take an inhale here, find strength through the arms. And as you exhale, lower your knees to the ground. Send the pelvis back to the heels. As you inhale, scoop the belly in, roll the body up. Slide your hands against the mat and then along the thighs. Find a long, straight spine. Take the arms all the way up. As you exhale, take the hands forwards. Take them down to the ground and lift up into a cow pose, chest draws forwards. As you exhale, round the spine into cat. Inhale, lifting into cow, chest draws forwards. And exhale, rounding into cat. This is your last round. Inhale, lifting chest forwards. Perhaps it might feel a little bit more spacious now. Exhale to round. Inhale to come back to a neutral spine. We're just going to sit back onto the heels. Take the pelvis off to one side, and we're going to go with the left leg in front. So you're going to cross the legs over. I'm going to face you and mirror you. So you're going to start with the fingertips placed beside you. Inhale to lift up and lengthen. As you exhale, reach the belly towards the feet and start to walk your hands forwards. Let your chin drop down towards your chest. Nice forward fold, easy. rolling the body back up. Okay, so taking that left leg out to the side, right heel comes in towards the groin. Left hand onto right thigh, right arm lifts up, take a stretch. And perhaps having a little turn of the head. Bringing the body back up. Crossing the legs over the other way, so this time right leg in front. Fingertips to the floor beside you, lengthen and lift up. Let the breath lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, walk the hands forwards. Let the chin drop down to the chest. Breathe back into the back body. Let the inhale walk you back up. Extending the right leg. Left heel comes into groin. Right hand onto left thigh. Left arm reaches up. Take a stretch. And maybe you're swaying the chin up and down. And then lifting the arm back up. Take both feet together, let your knees turn out to the side. And just let your hands come a little bit further forwards, and then just let your chin drop down to your chest. So this might not be very far, or you might be starting to walk the hands a little bit further forwards and then drop down. Not judging this here, just finding your space. So you might be a little bit far back in the sit bones. If you have that, just move your feet a little bit further forwards, because that will give you a bit more space. And just holding here. And then bringing yourself back up. So now just taking the soles of your feet to the floor. Roll yourself all the way down. We're using your core. Once you're there, bring your knees in towards your chest to give yourself a nice hug and sway the knees. Keep your right knee drawing in, left leg rolls away from you on the mat. Take that right leg around in circles 3 times one way. And 3 times the other way. Take the right leg over to the left side, take a little twist. Bring it back through center. Switching legs, left knee draws in, right leg lengthens. Take the circles around one way, 3 times. And then 3 times the other way. And taking the knee over to the right side, finding that twist, and then bringing it back. Lengthen the legs away from you and find your Shavasana. Take a deep breath in and a long, slow breath out. Feel free to stay here for as long as you'd like. And when you've had enough time in Shavasana, just start to move your feet and your hands. Give yourself a nice long stretch, full body yawn, and then making your way to seated really slowly, maybe rolling yourself off to one side. And I hope that's been a good start to your morning to get the body moving and to just feel a little bit more spacious. I know the body can feel quite stiff in the morning, so it's a really nice one to do every day. Get yourself up, get yourself onto the mat, quick 10 minutes and you're done. Thank you, I'll see you again here soon.